Matthias Mpuuga nsamba eno gyawunyedda anti parliament emwefulukululidde emwefuulidde abaka bonna abasazeewo nti ono agobwe bugobwa kubanga mubbi avudde ne mukubba n'afuuka kkondo nti ekitiibwa kya parliament kyonna akittattanye bino ebyagenze mu kkooti n'ateekayo omusango nga yeewaabira ate n'agwesingisa ate n'agwewanguza ng'alagala mbuno parliament ereme kumusensalinga kumugyamu bwesige kumugoba ku bwa commissioner kati nno gujabagidde parliament emufungudde yenna alina okuliwa ensimbi bulijjo zabba bulijjo ensimbi zasasulwanga omusaala zasasulwanga akasima zasasulwanga transport zasasulwanga donation zonna ensimbi mpitirivu zabadde afuna buli mwezi kati nno parliament ababaka ba parliament bekyanze bagamba bakooye obubbi bwe tebajja kukkiriza musajja mubbi bw'ati aswaza obuswaza ekitiibwa kya parliament kale katufune ababaka nga babigamba.
So I had the benefit of reading through the ruling in miscellaneous cause number 85 of 2024, Bwete Daniel versus the Parliamentary Commission. The question that was before court was whether the payment of the 1.7 billion was unlawful, it was irrational, or the procedure that was used to arrive at the payment was improper. In my opinion, the court framed its own issue and answered it, which is really unfortunate. It appears the court framed the question whether the 1.7 was part of the budget of Parliament or not. That was not the issue about the 1.7 billion. So in my opinion, I think that court misdirected its mind to the question that it ought to have answered, because arriving at a conclusion that because the money was in the budget did not answer the question whether it is lawful to have such a money in the budget, whether the procedures for having such a money in the budget was followed, which court shied away from and said they are not going to enter in, or whether it is illegal. I will take you backwards to 2020. This parliament sat and passed a budget and added 10 billion shillings, which was part of COVID money, and said each member of parliament was going to receive, which indeed they paid, 20 million shillings to go and handle COVID intervention. The money was passed in the budget, but the same court, which I was part of the petition, said that it was illegal for Parliament to pass the budget as such. So it is so surprising that in Uganda, courts that sit at the same level, the High Court, can give different decisions on the same subject matter. It is something that the judiciary has to pay attention to. You cannot have court giving several decisions based on this premise on the same facts. It misleads the country. It makes court become a laughing stock. Courts must be consistent. Court must listen to the sentiments of the people, and courts must exercise their powers, bearing in mind what their decisions will have on Ugandans. So I think we were not part, as Parliament, we were not part of that petition. Maybe the presenters of the petition would appeal, and I think if he decided to appeal, the higher court may give a different interpretation. In judicial review, the questions are, was it lawful? Was it, were the procedures followed? And if those questions are not answered, the three tests and the test of rationality, you don't concern yourself with others. The legitimacy or what? No, it is just that. And I think court missed that opportunity. In regard to the censure motion, the ruling has no bearing at all on the censure motion, because this motion, as I understand it, raises several grounds, and the service award was just one evidence of incompetence of the commissioners, of the misconduct of the commissioners, and then there are several other issues that are contained in the motion for the removal of the commissioners. For example, this parliament mandated the commission to recruit staff for this parliament in a transparent manner by way of advertisement, shortlists that are available in the public, and conducting interviews on the gazetted days. But the commissioners have never advertised any job in this parliament. The commissioners have never interviewed people in a transparent manner. That is incompetence, and that is a ground that will be sustained in the motion. There are so many contracts that are awarded in this parliament by the commission on behalf of parliament. You don't know how these contracts are awarded. You just hear that so and so has been given this contract. That is a ground of incompetence and inability to execute their work as part of the commission. The offices of the members of parliament are full of dust. Yet money is being paid for people to clean. Who eats that money? As a member of parliament, I cannot do my work. I don't have papers. I can't write letters. If I have to write, I have to bring papers from my home. The printers are being serviced by members of parliament, and yet a budget line is available. The commissioners must answer. So there are so many things beyond the 1.7. But even outside the 1.7, they are paying themselves more money. Each commissioner takes 1 billion shillings for travel allowance every financial year. Each one of the commissioners, 1 billion shillings for travel. Each one of the commissioners pays themselves another 15 million budget for donation. On top of what they are paid, they don't donate anywhere. In any case, it's not their responsibility to even donate. Each of the commissioners here pays an extra allowance, emolument of 25 million shillings on top of what is provided for. So there are so many issues that court did not address, but we shall address it. But lastly, when an arm of government is sitting to perform its core function listed in its rules of procedure or in the acts of parliament, the other arm of government cannot interfere. Removal of office bearers is provided as a core role of parliament. No court can sit and issue an order stopping parliament from proceeding to execute its mandate. Court can only come after. If a party is aggrieved by how they have been removed, then they can go to court, and court can then review. So those who are parading the narrative that this ruling defeats the censure motion, I think they have not addressed their mind to the law. This motion will proceed on its merit, and then it will be subjected to a vote. If the vote is carried on the day, the commissioners will vacate office. If it is defeated, and then they will remain in office. So what we need now is for the leaders of this parliament not to continue to pretend that they don't know that this is an urgent matter. The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker knows, and they swore by the Constitution. No amount of trick will save them. The matter must come on the floor of Parliament, discussed in a very open and transparent manner, and a decision is taken.
Honorable, according to court, there are two.
And that is the gist of the matter. If court can have a finding that there was some breach either by the Minister of Finance or the clerk to Parliament, it is a confirmation that the entire process was tainted with illegality, it was irrational, and due process was not followed. The only conclusion that a court which was properly directing its mind to the law and the facts before it would be to nullify and agree with the petitions. Sadly, court fell shy, for whatever reason, court fell shy from issuing that order. But giving that arbiter decision and court saying that the PSST must take action on the clerk of Parliament actually confirms that court behind the curtain agrees that there was a problem and this service ought not to have been paid. But for whatever reason, I don't know why court fell shy of making orders to that effect.
Is there anything to do with ping-pong game in this handling of the whole situation?
First of all, I don't think that we needed a motion to discuss the issues that are in the public about the corruption within Parliament. The motion to remove the commissioners, yes, because it's laid in the procedure. A responsive Parliament did not require this up and down to bring the matter on the order paper. These are matters which are already in the public, just like we see the current issues with Chitezi. You saw that on the own volition of government, they have come to explain. So I also expected the same when it came to the issues being raised about corruption in this parliament. The speaker and the deputy speaker cannot pretend that they don't know that the public are concerned that this parliament is corrupt. We need people who are alleged to be corrupt to be given opportunity to explain themselves. Those are allegations. They may turn out to be true or they may turn out to be false. But once a cover-up starts, as we are seeing now, that even the matter which is now ready for the order paper, you still see these delays. Members of parliament are being called, members are being offered this, offered that. I think that is unnecessary. It shows that we are sinking, and if we do not take a corrective action now, we might find when it's actually too late. And no one will ever trust this parliament. A parliament which is corrupt means that if you bring your petition, they will simply be bought and they will not help you. The medical doctors will lose interest in coming to this parliament. The Ugandans who have issues will lose interest in coming to this parliament because they will know that parliament can easily be compromised. And if you are compromised, Ugandans will lose trust in you and parliament will lose totally its relevance to the country.
I think this one will not stop us from continuing and censure the commissions of parliament, because the judgment is faulting the clerk, and in my own view, the clerk is implementing decisions of the commission. What the commission of parliament had decided is what the clerk was implementing. So I don't see a concrete ground under which they say, under which the court decided that is the clerk to fault. We are going to continue and push this motion up to its logical conclusion. We are going to add other issues because there are so many issues, and the reason is why we are censuring these commissioners the issue is beyond awarding themselves money here, which the court has talked about, because we have so many issues in recruitment staff of parliament. It is too irregular, and it is done by the commissioners. These people have awarded themselves travel budget without considering other members of parliament and the staff of parliament. These people, they have donations, about 15 million monthly for the commissioners to go and donate around. We are going to make sure that the issues that are submitted, and we magnify them to make our censure motion be reasonable, and we shall make sure that it is pushed until when we get a logical conclusion by members. So I don't see how the court can say, and actually this is a mandate of parliament, so we cannot stop. Our mandate is oversight. And the censure is within the oversight mandate of parliament. So there's no reason how we can leave the censure to die, to collapse, because the court has talked about the service award. Our issues are going far much beyond the service award. We want to clean the whole house. There is a big mess here. So we shall not be drilled by the decision of parliament that our censure motion collapses. No, for us we want censure for incompetence. These are incompetent, and you cannot judge the incompetence based on this award. There are so many issues which we shall bring in, and we shall bring in the house. The house will determine. And in other arms of government, we don't interfere. So when we are doing our core mandate, which is oversight, I don't expect the court to come, because if we were to agree that, then everything to be decided in parliament, somebody would rush to court to stop the parliament from deciding on it. But this one is a core mandate. The court, we shall continue until when we have exhausted this issue in accordance with our mandate, in accordance with the constitution, in accordance with the rules of procedure that governs the parliament here. Kakati ensonga zaffe okujjamu obwesige ba commissioner wa parliament teziri ku sente ze balya biliyoni ne miliyoni 7 zisukamu. Kati ekino kyabadde mu kooti babadde basalawo ku biliyoni ne miliyoni 7, naye ffe tulina ensonga ezisuka ku ekyo, era ne bwe bandisazeewo ne bagamba nti kiraka ye yakola ensobi, kiraka yateekesa mu nkola, biba bisaliddwawo olukiiko lwa commission. So n'olwekyo siraba bwe bagamba nti kiraka ye yasalawo ate nga commission ye yali esazeewo ebyo, ye kiraka omulimu gwe gwa kuteekesa mu nkola. Naye ne bwe n'abassa ekyo, ensonga zaffe nga zinnyu nga zinyweza parliament okusinga ku billion emu ne million 7 ze bawa aba commissioner wa parliament. Kati walina sente nyingi zitugenda kujjayo for ekyokulabirako balina sente zisuka million 15 buli commission ze yeewa buli mwezi z'okugabagaba kukoza tuyita donation. Ekyo tekiri mu mateeka tugenda kijjayo. Balina budget ye beteekako batravelinga lwe bagadde bakomishona abo boolaba babeera ku nnyonyi buli lunaku bali ku sente z'omuwi w'omusolo bali ku sente zirina okulabirira parliament. So n'olwekyo bye basalawo tebasalirawo ba MPs tebasalirawo abakozi ba parliament tugenda kigaziya kisuke ku ekyo. Sirowooza nti ne kooti ejja tulemesa kubanga kooti ye kyeyasazeewo kyabadde ku nsonga ntono nnyo naye ng'ebyaffe ebiwanvu bigazi tujja bireeta wano ku parliament. So tebalina engeri gye censure motion yaffe gye tugenda ogireka esigaliraawo abantu bayinaayine wano ng'emirimu gye bakola basuze ku mirimu. Kati tulina okugenda mu maaso pushing tubagyemu obwesige tebajja kusiga tetujja bakira.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I didn't intend to stand when a third statement was going to be made, but I'm rising under your communication. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise to express concern that whereas we submitted a motion to your office on the 5th of August, and right now it is 13th August, we expected under our rules of procedure, Rule 110, by this time to have issued a notice to members of Parliament so that we know when this matter is coming up for debate, and knowing that the days are flying by, we thought we would be prepared, Right Honourable Speaker, so that even those members not around Kampala can be notified about that sitting, special sitting to discuss, to debate the motion of the censure of the 4 commissioners of Parliament. And we are seeing in the media hype that a particular court has sat, and we are saying, and we are going on record, it has not erased off our motion. It is still standing. Our prayers are different from those raised in the ruling, and therefore it cannot be affected by the court ruling. Mr. Speaker, sir, may we know as petitioners when a notice is due to be issued so that we can prepare accordingly for that debate. I thank you.
You've referred to Rule 110, and that some Rule 110(5) gives the presiding officer 14 days. We don't need to put a public announcement that the members come from wherever you are. Every sitting is important here. Every sitting of Parliament is critical. The members should be here all the time. So we don't need to be putting a special announcement that we are informing you in advance, leave up country, come from wherever you are. Those who have not been attending, come and attend, because this time we have a motion. No. That would be wrong. So we have 14 days as per 110, sub-rule 5 of our rules of procedure, and you are still within time, and you wait, the communication is coming whenever such cool. Thank you.
Bebyo ebya musajja wammwe Mpuuga ow'ekitiibwa yeewano okuba ow'ekitiibwa ekitiibwa kitegeeza kuba mubbi. Parliament yote muli bulungi yali alowooza ajja kufuna abamuterayo akabega kale nno tewali bamuterayo kabega buli omu amuvaamu gy'anaamalira eyo mu mayuuni eyo eyo mukungwe mu nsiko eyo mu mayuuni eyo gye bamuzaala gy'ajja okumalira ng'ekibuga kigaanye ne Zeyabye alina ozisesema alina ozikomyawo onoompulirira embaga abadde alowooza nnaagenda kubba bubbi kulyanga buli byabwereere yeyagala adimbukane agabireko awo abakwano be bagabane ekintu kandi no bino sibikyali byamuza tukyali byamukyezo byamannyo wenu onoompulirira embaga kale byebyo bya Mpuuga ffe tujja abantu bakula tubaleetera mu bitegeere byonna bino banga bitambula kamu byonna ofuba okutambula ng'omanyi biki ddala ebiriwo era biki ebigenda mu maaso n'olunaku lwagwo bwala tujja kuba tubikuleetera kugamba masavu meereere ge gali eno abadde agamba Kyagulanyi okuba mbunna muyisaamu amaaso simanya muwala naawe olw'okuba ekitiibwa simanya okuba omunene ennyo simanya okuba omutini ennyo simanya ayogera nnyo oluzungu byonna agenda kutuuka abyebikule ajja kudduka emisinde nga taagala kulaba mabegana mu maaso nga kyagala kuddamu muyita wa kitiibwa kubanga agenda kuba aswadde ate ebisinga agezezaako nnyo okalambira okulemera mu kintu naye gye binaggwera onoompulirira embaga kale omukama abankuumire